Hi students, welcome back. Now let's go through the remaining portions of the chapter. Coming to the next topic, historians and their sources. Historians use different types of sources to learn about the past depending upon the period of their study and the nature of their investigation. Last year, for example, you read about rulers of Gupta dynasty and Harshavardhana. In this book, we will read about the following 1000 years from roughly 700 to 1750. So, our next topic is historians and their sources. Historians use different sources to find out what happened in the past. This will also depend upon the period of investigation and also about the investigation's nature. In this year, we are going to learn about the information from 700 to 1750 years. You will notice some continuity in sources used by historians for the study of this period. They still rely on coins, inscriptions, architecture and textual records for information. But there is also considerable discontinuity. The number and variety of textual records increased dramatically during this period. They slowly displaced the other types of available information through this period. Paper gradually became cheaper and more widely available. People used it to write holy texts, chronicles of rulers, letters and teachings of saints, petitions and judicial records, and for registers of accounts and taxes. Manuscripts were collected by wealthy people, rulers, monasteries, and temples. They were placed in libraries and archives. These manuscripts and documents provide a lot of detailed information to historians, but they are also difficult to use. So, we have already discussed that historians use wide variety of contexts such as coins, inscriptions, architecture, and textual records. But as the years passed, there seems to be some discontinuity in all these informations. As we move on to 700 to 1750 years, people have started to use paper. It was much cheaper and widely available during that period. They used paper to write holy texts, chronicles, letters, teachings, petitions, judicial records, and even registers. Manuscripts were collected by wealthy people, rulers, monasteries, temples, and they were kept in libraries and archives. These manuscripts given information to historians, but it was very difficult to use. Now let's see what do we mean by the term archive. Okay, a place where documents and manuscripts are stored. Today, all national and state governments have archives where they keep all their old official records and transactions. So, what do you mean by the term archive? A place where documents and manuscripts are stored. Okay, got it? Yes. There was no printing press in those days, so scribes copied manuscripts by hand. If you have ever copied a friend's homework, you would know that this is not a simple exercise. Sometimes you cannot read your friend's handwriting and are forced to guess what is written. As a result, there are small but significant differences in your copy of your friend's work. Manuscript copying is somewhat similar. As scribes copied manuscripts, they also introduced small changes, a word here, a sentence there. These small differences grew over centuries of copying until manuscripts of the same text become substantially different from one another. This is a serious problem because we rarely find the original manuscript of the author today. We are totally dependent upon the copies and made by later scripts. As a result, historians have to read different manuscript versions of the same text to guess what the author had originally written. In olden days, there were no printing press, so scribes copied these manuscripts. and it was very difficult to copy that, isn't it? Similarly, we copy our friends' homework. So during that time, we will also face some difficulties, such as we may not be able to understand what he or she has been written, isn't it? So similarly, here also the scripts felt some difficulties while copying these manuscripts. Okay, so while copying these manuscripts, scripts also introduced small changes, such as a word or even some sentences they has been added. So these changes grew over centuries, and so that the original manuscripts become different from the copied ones. Because of these problems, historians were forced to read different versions of the same text to understand what was actually happened, to know what the person who has actually written the manuscript has thought. The historian has to search all these manuscripts. Okay, so it was very difficult for them to use these manuscripts. So here comes a question: what are the difficulties historians face in using manuscripts? The question is, what are the difficulties historians face in using manuscripts? The answer is, there was no printing press in those days, so scripts copied manuscripts by hand. This is the first point. Then the second point is, as scripts copied manuscripts, they also introduced small changes. These small differences grew over centuries of copying until manuscripts of the same text become substantially different from one another. Okay, the third point is the last sentence of the para. As a result, historians have to read different manuscript versions of the same text to guess what the author had originally written. Okay, so here there are 3 points. We can even split the second point into 2 points. Okay, so we will get 4 points. Try to answer this question in points only. It will be easy for you. So here the question is, what are the difficulties historians face in using manuscripts? So there are 4 points. First point, there was no printing press in those days, so scripts copied manuscripts by hand. Second point, as scripts copied manuscript, they also introduced small changes. Third point, these small differences grew over centuries of copying until manuscripts of the same text become substantially different from one another. Fourth point, as a result, historians have to read different manuscript versions of the same text to guess what author had originally written. On occasion, authors revised their chronicles at different times. The 14th century chronicler Ziauddin Barani wrote his chronicle first in 1356 and another version 2 years later. The two differ from each other, but historians did not know about the existence of the first version until the 1960s. It remained lost in large library collections. So, Ziauddin Barani was a 14th century chronicler, and he wrote his first chronicle in 1356 and the another after 2 years. So there were two chronicles, and these two chronicles were different from each other. But historians do not know the existence of the first chronicle. It was lost. Okay, so historians has used only the second chronicle that is written by Ziauddin Barani. The first one has been lost. Coming to the next portion, new social and political groups. The study of the 1000 years between 700 and 1750 is a huge challenge to historians, largely because of the scale and variety of developments that occurred over the period. At different moments in this period, new technologies made their appearance, like the Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving, and firearms in combat. New foods and beverages arrived in the subcontinent: potatoes, corn, chilies, tea, and coffee. Remember that all these innovations, new technologies, and crops come along with people who brought other ideas with them as well. As a result, this was a period of economic, political, social, and cultural changes. You will learn about the sum of these changes in chapter 5, 6 and 7. So many developments has been taken place during 700 and 1750. So it was a huge challenge for the historians to study about these years between 700 and 1750. What's the reason? Because so many developments has taken place during this period. So it was very difficult for historians to study. Okay. So many technologies has been developed during the time, such as a Persian wheel in irrigation, spinning wheel in weaving, firearms in combat, and even foods and beverages has also been changed to potatoes, corns, chilies, tea and coffee. Okay, so this period was actually a period of economic, political, social and cultural changes. So here comes a question. List some of the technological changes associated with the period 700 and 1750. Okay, so here we can write these technological developments such as the Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving and firearms in combat. New foods and beverages arrived in the subcontinent, potatoes, corns, chilies, tea and coffee. So these are the technological developments that has been taken place during the period. And also one more question can be asked from this portion. The question is, why the period between 700 and 1750 so challenging for the historians? Okay, so this is the question, why this period was so challenging to the historians. It is because of large variety of developments that has occurred during the period, and we can also write the technological developments that has been taken up during the period. And as a last point we can add this one. As a result, this was a period of economic, political, social and cultural changes. Okay, so the first point is variety of developments that has occurred over the period. This made the study of historians challenging during the period 700 and 1750. Okay. So students, we will discuss the remaining portion of the chapter in next video. All of you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you will get the notification of next video. See you soon. Thank you.